વિદ્યાર્થી મિત્રો, આજે ફરીથી આપણે બાયોસેગની ખંડાંગ શ્રેણીમાં આંકડાશાસ્ત્રના વિજ્ઞાન વિષયમાં આપનું સ્વાગત છે. ગયા વ્યાખ્યાનમાં આપણે બાયનોમિયલ અને પોઇસન ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન વિશે આપણે અભ્યાસ કરી ગયા. તો બાયનોમિયલ ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન ક્યારે વપરાય કે જ્યારે કોઈ પણ એક્સપેરિમેન્ટના બે જ આઉટકમ હોય તે વખતે આપણે બાયનોમિયલ ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશનનો ઉપયોગ કરીએ છીએ. પણ એ વખતે આપણે એ જોઈએ છીએ કે દરેક આઉટકમ્સ છે એ ઇન્ડિપેન્ડન્ટ હોવા જોઈએ અને પ્રોબેબિલિટી ઓફ સક્સેસ એટલે કે બે આઉટકમ છે તો એ અને બી ધારો કે આઉટકમ છે તો સક્સેસ અને ફેલ્યોર તો એકની પ્રોબેબિલિટી હોય તો બીજાની આપણે મેળવી શકીએ. જે પ્રમાણે આપણે એના ઉપરથી પોઇસન ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન આપણે મેળવીએ છીએ. તો પોઇસન ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન કેવી રીતે મળે કે વેન ધેર આર એન ટેન્સ ટુ ઇન્ફિનિટી એટલે કે ઇન્ફાઇનાઇટ નંબર ઓફ ટ્રાયલ્સ હોય અને ચાન્સ ઓફ સક્સેસ ઇઝ વેરી લેસ, then we get the Poisson distribution as a limiting case of binomial distribution. But today what we are going to study is something different. That means what we have studied is binomial distribution. Now what is negative binomial distribution, what is geometric distribution, or how can we get negative binomial distribution, or what is the relationship between geometric and negative binomial distribution. So this negative binomial distribution, let us have an idea from Dr. U.B. Goti, who is from St. Xavier's College, Ahmedabad.
Hello, મિત્રો. સૌથી પહેલા લાસ્ટ ટાઈમ આપણે we discuss about binomial distribution. We have n trials, of course Bernoulli trials. Bernoulli trials means trials having only two outcomes and they are independent also. Probability of success remain constant throughout all the trials, and we used to find probability of exactly x successes. So n, the number of trials was fixed and number of successes x was variable. Here in negative binomial distribution, today we are going to take first of all negative binomial distribution. Negative binomial distribution. Here we go on repeating the trials until we get exactly r successes. So the number of trials required to get r successes, that is not fixed. So number of trials is a variable and r, the probability of r, total number of successes, that is fixed. So the case is reverse as compared to binomial distribution. In binomial distribution, n was fixed, total number of trials n was fixed, and number of successes which we obtained, that is running from 0 to n, that was a variable. Here number of successes is fixed and total number of trials required to get r successes is a variable. So that is the main difference. So now we just go to negative binomial distribution. So let's consider a sequence of independent Bernoulli trials. An indefinite sequence of independent Bernoulli trials. Bernoulli trials means trials having only two outcomes. We call them success and failure. Two outcomes are known as success and failure. We assume that the probability of success remains constant and consequently probability of failure also remains constant throughout all the trials. And since last time we discussed also, since probabilities remains same throughout all the trials, they are independent because the probability of happening of some particular trial or some particular event which is known as success does not depend upon the previous outcomes of the previous trial, and therefore they are independent. So Bernoulli trials are always independent. Now we consider a sequence of independent Bernoulli trials and we wish to find probability of exactly r successes. Okay. So let Z be the total number of trials. I just defined Z, new variable Z, Z is a trial number at which the rth success is obtained. We want probability of exactly r successes. So Z is a trial number at which rth success is obtained. That means total number of trials are Z, and in that Z trials, last trial is the success. So naturally, Z must be greater than or equal to R. Z means total number of trials required to R successes, R number of successes. Therefore, Z should be equal to some constant, some variable x plus R, where x greater than or equal to 0, of course it is discrete, variate, and it takes all non-negative values. Now see, Z is total number of independent Bernoulli trials, R number of successes. Since Bernoulli trials have only two outcomes, success and failure, so naturally x will be the total number of failures. So Jx is the x greater than or equal to 0 will indicate the total number of failures preceding the rth success. Now we require probability of exactly r successes. So probability of r successes, that is nothing but probability of, consequently, because Z x plus r is total number of trials, x is a variable, small x is the value of the variable x, value taken by the variable x, which denotes the number of failures. Now probability that there are x failures in x plus r trials, that is probability. Remember that actually this is conditional probability, not this type of simple probability. Condition is that last trial is a success. So probability of x failures in x plus r trials, given that last trial is success, so into probability that last trial is success. So now x failures, so last trial is success means x failures should occur in first x plus r minus 1 trials, and last trial is a success. So out of this x plus r minus 1 trials, x failures can occur in any of these x plus r minus 1 trials. So that is according to binomial rule, that is x plus r minus 1 cx. Failures, how many failures? X failures. So failure means q raised to x, and remaining r minus 1 successes, so p raised to r minus 1. So this is the probability of getting x failures and consequently r minus 1 successes in x plus r minus 1 trials. Last trial is definitely success, and into probability of last trial is success, and that probability is p. We know that p is the probability of success at each trial, q is the probability of failure. So ultimately product is x plus r minus 1 cx, p raised to r, q raised to x. Of course x turning from 0, 1, 2 and so on. So now this is considered as probability function of negative binomial distribution. We can represent this in another form also. Just we simplify.
રિયલ લાઈફ એક્ઝામ્પલ આપણે લઈએ કે દાખલા તરીકે હું કોઈ પણ ફળ ખરીદવા જઉં છું, કેરી ખરીદવા, તો કેરીના ટોપલામાંથી મારે એક કેરી સારી મળે ત્યાં સુધી હું એમાંથી કેરી વીણીશ, અને એટલે એ જ્યાં સુધી મને સારી કેરી મળશે ત્યારે હું મારો એક્સપેરિમેન્ટ એક સ્ટોપ થઈ જશે. પછી ધારો કે
એક જ સારી કેરી જોઈએ, સારી કેરી આપણે સક્સેસ ગણીએ તો એ કેસ જ્યોમેટ્રિક ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન,
જ્યોમેટ્રિક થઈ ગયો. પણ એના પછી તો ધારો કે મારે આર કેરીઓ સારી જોઈએ છે, અથવા તો આપણા અહીંયા એક્ઝામ્પલ જે લીધો તો એક્સ કેરી સારી જોઈએ છે, એક્સ ફેલ્યોર ઇન એક્સ પ્લસ આર ટ્રાયલ્સ, બરાબર, એટલે આર કેરીઓ સારી જોઈએ છે. તો એ આર સારી કેરી મળે ત્યાં સુધી આપણે એક્સપેરિમેન્ટ રિપીટ કરીશું. બરોબર છે સાહેબ?
બરાબર
હા,
છે.
હા.
તો એ રીતે આપણે પ્રેક્ટિકલ ઇલસ્ટ્રેશન આપણે બાદમાં વિચારીશું. હલ થિયોરિટિકલી શું થાય એ સમજી લઈએ. તો ધીસ ઇઝ ધ પ્રોબેબિલિટી ફંક્શન ઓફ negative binomial distribution in which we get probability of exactly r successes, that is x failures, out of this x plus r trials, last trial being a success. Now I want to represent this form in other format. Say if I simplify this x plus r minus 1 cx, that is x plus r minus 1c, x plus r minus 2 up to r plus 1 into r divided by x factorial. See, remember that these are x terms. This is a product of x terms. Now from each term I take minus 1 common. So total minus 1 raised to x will be common. So it becomes minus x minus r plus 1, minus x minus r plus 2, minus r minus 1, minus r divided by x factorial is equal to minus 1 raised to x. If I write from reverse in a reverse order, so minus r minus 1 up to minus r minus x plus 1 divided by x factorial. So this is equal to minus 1 raised to x, and mathematically it is nothing but minus r cx. Remember that it has not any practical significance of minus r cx type. Generally when we write ncx, that is total number of ways of selecting x items out of n different items. So we cannot have minus r items. So mathematically we just express this as minus r cx. Okay, so this way, in that case, that function probability of r success I just denoted by px, that was x plus r minus 1 cx is equal to minus 1 raised to x minus r cx, and it was p raised to r into q raised to x. So ultimately it becomes minus r cx p raised to r, and minus 1 raised to x into q raised to x means minus q raised to x, x turning from 0, 1 and so on. So this is another form of writing the probability function of negative binomial distribution. So now a random variable x, of course it is discrete, which indicates the number of failures preceding the r success. So let x be the random variable which takes all non-negative integral values, and if its probability mass function is given by this formula, say px is equal to 1 is this x plus r minus 1 cx p raised to r q raised to x, or minus r cx p raised to r minus q raised to x, x turning from 0, 1, 2 and so on, p lying between 0 and 1, q is equal to 1 minus p and 0 otherwise. Then we say that x is said to have negative binomial distribution. Here r and p are known as parameters of this distribution. Once we consider p as parameter, q is not parameter because q is completely known once we know the value of p, because q is 1 minus p. So here we consider p as parameter, we may take q also as a parameter. So r and p are the parameters of the distribution. So if x follows negative binomial distribution with parameter r and p, then symbolically we may write x follows, we generally write nb. In binomial distribution we write b only. Here we write nb, negative binomial with parameters r and p. So just try to remember this form. Now this is called negative binomial distribution. For example, if you remember, in binomial distribution the probability function was ncx p raised to x q raised to n minus x, x turning from 0 to n, discrete variable. This was called binomial distribution only because of that for different values of x, for values of x 0, 1 to n, we have different terms of this probability, and those probabilities are nothing but different terms of the binomial expansion of q plus p raised to n, and that is why it was binomial distribution. So similarly here also, this is called negative binomial distribution because particularly this minus RCX minus q raised to x, or this one x plus r minus 1 cx q raised to x. This is x plus 1th term, x plus 1th term of the binomial expansion of 1 minus q raised to minus r, a binomial expansion with negative index. The index is negative minus r. So since this term minus RCX minus q raised to x is x plus 1th term of the binomial expansion with negative index, it is called negative binomial distribution. Remember that here also, if you find total probability x running from 0 to infinity px, then this is p raised to r, and this expansion is of 1 minus q raised to minus r. So 1 minus q means p, so p raised to r into p raised to minus r, ultimately it becomes 1. So total probability is 1 here. Now when we take some properties, then this notation, in this notation small p and q, it is sometimes somewhat difficult to remember mean, variance, etc. So to correlate with binomial distribution, I just redefine this p and q. So let us take p is equal to 1 upon q and small q is equal to 1 upon p. Remember that small p is between 0 and 1. So naturally capital Q will be more than 1. So this is capital P and Q. So since P plus Q is equal to 1, because Q is 1 minus P, here we can say that 1 upon Q plus 1 upon P is equal to, Q is equal to P upon Q. And therefore 1 plus P becomes Q. Remember that Q will be equal to, capital Q will be equal to 1 upon P, and capital P will be Q, capital Q, so Q upon P, small q upon P. So when small p and q are given, we can find values of capital P and Q and vice versa also. Okay, so this is, now we express in terms of P and Q this probability function, then Px becomes minus RCX, this P raised to x, P raised to R, P means 1 upon Q, so it becomes Q raised to minus R, and minus Q, small q means P upon Q, minus P upon Q raised to x. So minus RCX, Q raised to minus R, minus P upon Q raised to x is the another form of negative binomial distribution, probability function of negative. So just now there are three very popular forms. One is this x plus r minus 1 cx p raised to r q raised to x. The other is this minus r cx p raised to r minus q raised to x. And in writing this in terms of capital P and Q, it becomes minus r cx q raised to minus r minus p upon q raised to x. So these are the three popular forms of probability function of negative binomial distribution. Now if you want to find the mean, suppose I just go for the properties. Mean means expected value of x. So sigma x px, sigma x running from 0 to infinity x into px means I may take minus r cx q raised to minus r minus p upon q raised to x. Of course I can use this form also, this or this also, but here if we simplify, I don't derive, but that mean will be rp. So generally for binomial distribution, and similarly negative binomial, mean was here n into p, here it becomes R into P. Remember that here it is small p, that is probability of success. Here capital P is not the probability of success, it is reciprocal of probability of success, remember. But to get this type of answer, I have redefined this small p and q in terms of capital P and Q. Similarly, we can find expected x square and then variance of x. So it becomes variance RPQ. If you remember, in that case it was NPQ. Then this is mu2, this is mu1 dash. Similarly, if you find third moment, it was NPQ into Q minus P. Here it is RPQ into Q plus P. Mu4, if you remember, it was NPQ into 1 plus 3 into n minus 2 PQ. Here it is RPQ into 1 plus 3 into R plus 2 into PQ. So this we can find this moments of various orders, and they exactly look like binomial distribution, the moments of binomial distribution, so that we can easily remember. So just to remember them very easily, I have redefined this small p and q. So similarly, we can define moment ending function mgf. And notation is say mxt is equal to expected value of e raised to tx. So sigma e raised to tx px. So it is p raised to r. So this way we can define sigma e raised to tx, then minus rcx q raised to minus r minus p upon q raised to x, and we can find this moment ending function. If we differentiate this with respect to t and put t is equal to 0, we can get first moment, similarly second moments and other. Similarly, we can find cumulative ending function, which is log of mxt, and from this coefficient of t raised to r upon r factor of kxt will give you cumulants of different orders. One thing you just remember, in binomial distribution, last time we have discussed also beta 1 and beta 2. So in binomial distribution, beta 1 tends to 0, beta 2 tends to 0, beta 2 tends to 3 as n tends to infinity, and therefore binomial distribution approaches to Poisson normal distribution for large value of n. Here also, let us try to find out this type of property. Say here if you find beta 1 means mu3 square upon mu2 cube. So mu3 square means r square p square q square into q plus p square divided by mu2 cube. So rpq cube. So it is 1 upon r into q plus p square upon pq. Similarly, beta 2 is equal to mu4 upon mu2 square is equal to mu4 means rpq into 1 plus 3 r plus 2 pq divided by rpq square. So this is equal to 1 rpq gets cancelled, and divided this by rpq we get 3 rpq plus 1 plus 6 pq upon rpq. So this is beta 2, and here also if you observe, then beta 1 will tend to 0 as r tends to infinity. If we take limit as r tends to infinity, so since r is in the denominator, it is going to be 0. Similarly, this term will 0 because r is in the denominator, so it will tend to 3. So beta will tend to 3, beta 1 tends to 0, just like a normal distribution as r tends to infinity. So we can say that in a long run, or for large value of r, if number of trials is indefinitely large, then negative binomial distribution also approaches to normal distribution. This negative binomial approach is normal. So this is also similar property like binomial. Now, if you remember in binomial distribution, I just give you some comparison of binomial and negative binomial. So in binomial distribution, if you remember, when n tends to infinity, means n is very, very large, p probability of success is very small, p tends to 0, and r into p is fixed, say lambda, fixed. Then binomial, a probability function of binomial distribution approaches to that e raised to minus lambda, lambda raised to x upon x factorial. Last time we have proved also, last Thursday, x turning from 0, 1, 2 and so on. So which is the probability function of Poisson distribution. So in binomial distribution, Simon de Poisson has proved that when n is infinity, n is very large, p is very, very small, and rp is a fixed quantity, then binomial distribution approaches to Poisson distribution, whose probability function is this. Similarly here also, when r tends to infinity, capital P tends to 0, and r into p is equal to lambda, say fixed quantity, then the probability function px, which was x plus r minus 1 cx q raised to minus r and p upon q raised to x. Okay, this was the probability function of negative binomial. Now this is equal to x plus r minus 1 r plus 1 r upon x factorial, q means 1 plus p q raised to minus r, p q means 1 plus p raised to x. If these are x terms and I take r common from each term, so r raised to x will be common totally. So it becomes, I write in reverse order, 1 plus 1 into, this is 1, this is 1 plus 1 upon r up to 1 minus x minus 1 upon r upon this x factorial. Rp is equal to lambda, so it is 1 plus p means lambda upon r raised to minus r, and this is 1 plus 1 upon p raised to minus x. If I write p here, then 1 upon p plus 1 raised to minus x, and p means lambda by r, so this is r by lambda. So when we take limit as r tends to infinity here, then limit r tends to infinity, see this becomes 1, 1 plus 0, 1 minus 0, 1 plus divided by x factorial, limit r tends to infinity, r raised to x, and this is 1 plus lambda upon r raised to r upon lambda raised to minus lambda, and this is, I take r raised to x here, so it is 1 upon r plus 1 upon lambda raised to minus x, and this is e raised to minus lambda, this is 0 as lambda tends to 0, this, and ultimately this becomes e raised to minus lambda, lambda raised to x upon x factorial. From this we get e raised to minus lambda, from this we get lambda raised to x, taking lambda common, and x factorial this one, and x turning from 0 onwards. So this way, from negative binomial distribution under this condition we get Poisson distribution. Now, as Dr. Manish said earlier, when we take r is equal to 1, suppose, here see it is x plus r minus 1 cx, p raised to r, q raised to x. This is the probability function of negative binomial distribution, where r number of successes, x number of failures, and x plus r means total number of trials. P probability of success, q probability of failure. Now if we take r is equal to 1, this was the probability of getting x failures preceding r success. When we take r is equal to 1, then x cx is 1, p raised to 1, q raised to x. So q raised to x into p, and this is the case of geometric distribution. So probability of number of failures preceding the first success. Suppose a couple decide to have children until they get first male child. So that is the case of geometric distribution. So if the probability function is given by this formula, p into q raised to x, where x running from 0, 1, 2 and infinity and 0 otherwise, then we say that variable x, which denotes number of failures preceding the first success, is said to have geometric distribution, and here p is the parameter. Of course, p is the probability of success, again q is probability of failure. So from this negative binomial distribution, putting r is equal to 1, we get geometric distribution. So that way we can consider that geometric distribution is a particular case of negative binomial distribution. Now suppose, so here also in all the results of negative binomial distribution, just replacing r by 1, we get mean, variance, then moment generating function, cumulative generating function, etc. All can be obtained by putting r is equal to 1. Particularly when, see, suppose px probability function is q raised to x, p into q raised to x, suppose, or q raised to x into p, x running from 0, 1, 2 and so on, 0 otherwise. This is the probability function of geometric distribution. Now suppose if I want to find mean here, expected x, so this is sigma x px. So sigma x, of course here is x running from 0 to infinity, px means q raised to x into p. But here instead of 0 I may start 1 onward, then also there is no problem, because for x is equal to 0, this is going to be 0. So whether you start from 1 onwards or 0 onwards, ultimately value will be same. So I just write x, summation is over x, x running from 0 to infinity or 1 to infinity. So this is p, q, sigma over x, x, q raised to x minus 1. So here slightly the technique is different to find mean. We know that sigma q raised to x is, this is geometric series whose first term is 1 when x is 0, and common ratio is q, q is probability, so less than 1, and therefore this will definitely converge, and the value is 1 upon 1 minus q. Now I differentiate this with respect to q both sides, then it is sigma over x, x, q raised to x minus 1, and derivative of 1 upon x is minus 1 upon x square. So 1 upon 1 minus 1 upon 1 minus q square, and derivative of minus q is minus 1. So ultimately it is 1 upon 1 minus q square. So this is p, q, and this value as we derived, it is 1 upon 1 minus q square. 1 minus q is p, so ultimately it is q upon p. Similarly we can find expected x square. In expected x square, it is sigma x square px. So here I can write pq square x square q raised to, so x minus 2. But before to find expected x square, I should obtain expected value of x into x minus 1 using same technique, and then we shall find expected x square, which is expected value of x into x minus 1 plus expected x. So this way we can find second moments. So the technique to get mean and second moment are slightly different, and that's why I showed. Okay. Now this is about mean. Now suppose there are two variables, say x1 and x2. Both the variables x1 and x2 are independent, and they have, say, geometric distribution. Say probably that x1 is equal to x, or k I write, is equal to pq raised to k, same as probably that x2 is equal to k. So x1 and x2 both have same geometric distribution given by pq raised to k, k running from 0, 1, 2 and so on, where p is q is 1 minus p. So this is, now I want to find probability function distribution of maximum of x1 and x2. Call it y, suppose. So this x1 and x2 are independently distributed. They have same geometric distribution given by formula pq raised to k, and y is maximum of x1 and x2. And suppose we want to derive the distribution of y. So probability that y is equal to, say, y is equal to probability that sigma x running from 0 to y, probability that y is equal to y, say y is equal to x minus sigma x running from 0 to y minus 1, y is equal to x. So 0 to y minus 0 to y minus 1. So ultimately we get probability that y is equal to y. So this is again geometric both, and from this we can find distribution of maximum of x1 and x2. Now again the other sum, one result is, if x1 and x2 have same distribution, we want to find same geometric distribution, we want to find conditional distribution of x1 given that x1 plus x2 is n. So probability that, say, x1 is equal to r given that x1 plus x2 is n is equal to probability that x1 is equal to r intersection x1 plus x2 is equal to n, joint probability, divided by probability of that its conditional event. So this is probability that x1 is equal to r. When x1 is r, naturally x2 is n minus r, and this is probability that x1 plus x2 is equal to n. Since x1 and x2 are independent, probability of their joint occurrence is equal to product of their probability of their joint occurrence is equal to product of their individual probabilities. Now here x1 plus x2 is n, total is n. So I can write, say, x1 is equal to 0, so x1 is equal to k, suppose, and x2 is n minus k. These two events. Now the condition is that their summation should be n. So not necessarily k, for k only, x1 is k and x2 is n minus k, necessarily that summation will be n. But it is true for every k running from 0 to n. Even k is 0, then x1 is 0, x2 is n. When x1 is 1, that is another case. x2 is 1, x1 is 1, x2 is n minus 1. So there are so many mutually exclusive cases, and therefore we have to add them. So here it becomes p q raised to r. Probably that x1 is r is p q raised to r. This is p q raised to n minus r, and this is sigma k running from 0 to n. Again p x1 is equal to k, that is p q raised to k, and x2 is n minus k. Again here also we apply same technique. Probability of their joint occurrence is equal to product of their respective probabilities, only because of that x1 and x2 are given to be independent. So this is equal to p q raised to n minus k. So ultimately this is p square q raised to n, and here sigma k running from 0 to n, same thing, p square q raised to n. Remember that p square into q raised to n has nothing to do with this k. So as far as k is concerned, p square into q raised to n is considered as constant, and therefore it can be taken out of the summation sign. It will be cancelled with this p square q raised to n. So ultimately it becomes 1 upon sigma k running from 0 to n and 1 only. So 1 is to be added how many times? N plus 1 times, starting from 0 to n. So ultimately it becomes 1 upon n plus 1. So probability that x1 is equal to r, given that x1 plus x2 is n, is 1 upon n plus 1, where this r or k running from 0, 1 up to n. So this is nothing but uniform distribution. So probability remains constant, uniform, same for all the values of 0 to n. Since there are n plus 1 values starting from 0 to n, here it is 1 upon n plus 1. So naturally total probability will become 1. So this is nothing but the uniform distribution. So this way we discuss negative binomial distribution, geometric distribution, which is as a particular case of negative binomial distribution, and from geometric distribution, if we have two independent variables having same geometric distribution, then we could derive this uniform distribution, of course for a discrete one, because uniform distribution is a part of continuous one also. That we shall take on next Thursday, next lecture. But here, first of all, from negative binomial distribution, which is somewhat similar to binomial, the case is reversed. That is not the reason for the giving name of negative binomial. Second, from negative binomial distribution we could obtain geometric distribution as a particular case of negative binomial, and from two variables having same geometric distribution we could get uniform distribution for discrete case as a conditional probability of x1 given x1 plus x2 is n. So this is some theoretical part. Now I request Dr. Manish Thakur to give some examples and to discuss some applications of these three distributions.
Thank you very much, Bodhi sir. Friends, આપણે સ્ક્રીન ઉપર પહેલા આપણે એક્ઝામ્પલ્સ જોઈએ નેગેટિવ બાયનોમિયલ ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન માટેનો. તો let us read the data on the screen. Curbside parking facility has capacity for 3 cars. Determine the probability that it will be full within 10 minutes. It is estimated that 6 cars will pass this parking space within the time span, and on average 80% of all cars will want to park here. મિત્રો આ પ્રોબ્લેમ જરાક બહુ ઇન્ટરેસ્ટિંગ છે. ડેટા ધ્યાનથી વાંચજો કે એક પાર્કિંગ જગ્યા છે, એની અંદર માત્ર 3 ગાડીઓ પાર્ક થઈ શકે છે, અને એ સ્પેસ 10 મિનિટની અંદર ફૂલ થઈ જાય એની પ્રોબેબિલિટી શોધવાની છે, અને એ ટાઈમ સ્પાનમાં ત્યાંથી 6 ગાડીઓ પસાર થાય છે, અને એમાંથી 80% ગાડીઓને એ પાર્કિંગ સ્પેસનો ઉપયોગ કરવા માંગે છે. સો 80% ઓફ ઓલ કાર્સ વિલ વોન્ટ ટુ પાર્ક ધેર. સો એટલે ધીસ ઇઝ અ પર્ટિક્યુલર એક નેગેટિવ બાયનોમિયલ ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન છે. એક ગાડી પસાર થાય છે, ત્યાં પાર્ક થાય છે કે નથી થતી. જો થાય છે તો સક્સેસ, એટલે કે ત્યાં એક્સપેરિમેન્ટ સ્ટોપ થયો. પછી સેકન્ડ ગાડી આવે છે, એ સ્ટોપ થાય છે કે નહીં, એમ કરતા કરતા 3 કાર્સ જ્યારે આવીને ફૂલ થઈ જશે, સો દેન અવર ટોટલ એક્સપેરિમેન્ટ વિલ બી સ્ટોપ્ડ હિયર. ઓકે, સો what is the desired probability is simply the probability that the number of trials to the third success. એટલે કે પહેલી ગાડી આવીને ઊભી રહે તો પહેલી સક્સેસ થાય, બીજી ગાડીને આવીને ઊભી રહે તો બીજી સક્સેસ થઈ, અને ત્રીજી આવીને ઊભી રહે તો 3 સક્સેસ. એટલે 3 સક્સેસ પૂરી થાય તો પાર્કિંગ સ્પેસ ફૂલ થઈ જશે. ઓકે, સો એટલે કે પાર્કિંગ સ્પેસ ફૂલ થશે. ઓકે, સો ટેકિંગ ધ પાર્કિંગ સ્પેસ ફૂલ, સો ધ ટ્રાયલ્સ ટુ થર્ડ સક્સેસ ઇઝ લેસ દેન ઓર ઇક્વલ ટુ 6. This is what we want. If x is this number, it has a negative binomial distribution with r is equal to 3, કારણ કે 3 સક્સેસ છે, and p is equal to 0.8. So negative binomial distribution નો આપણે આ ફોર્મનો આપણે ઉપયોગ કરીએ કે px is equal to k minus 1 c r minus 1 p raised to r q raised to k minus r, k starting from R is R plus 1 and so on. તો અહીંયા આપણી પ્રોબેબિલિટી શું આવશે? આપણે જોઈએ છે પ્રોબેબિલિટી x લેસ ધેન ઓર ઇક્વલ ટુ 6. ઓકે, સો x લેસ ધેન ઓર ઇક્વલ ટુ 6 આપણે આ પીડીએફ નો ઉપયોગ કરી તો પ્રોબેબિલિટી ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન ફંક્શન આપણને મળે છે k minus 1 c r minus 1 એટલે k minus 1 c r is equal to 3. So therefore 2 p is equal to 0.8 કારણ કે 80% of the car passing through the space they want to park the car at the space. So and 3 cars are, so if 3 cars are parked, so parking space is full. This is our requirement, right? And 0.2 raised to k minus 3 therefore. So just simplify and we will get 0.983. So this is one very good example. Another example, let us see. The negative binomial distribution is widely used in waiting time problems. So consider this example. A car waiting on a ramp to merge into a freeway traffic. Suppose that it is the fifth in line to merge and that the gaps between cars on the freeway are such that there is a probability of 0.4 that they are large enough for merging. એટલે પ્રોબ્લેમ પહેલા સમજી લઈએ કે શું પ્રોબ્લેમ છે કે a car is waiting on a ramp to merge into a freeway traffic. અહીંયા તો આપણે ઇન્ડિયામાં એટલો ટ્રાફિક નથી હોતો પણ આ ફોરેન કન્ટ્રીનો કંઈક પ્રોબ્લેમ હોય એવું લાગી રહ્યું છે કે એક્સપ્રેસ હાઈવે પર ગાડી એન્ટર થવા માટે એને સ્પેસિફિક ગેપની જરૂર પડતી હોય છે કે એ પર્ટિક્યુલર સ્પીડ લેવા માટે એને ચોક્કસ ગેપ જોઈએ. તો એ ગાડીનો ક્રમાંક છે 5મો ક્રમાંક છે અને fifth in line to merge and there are gaps between cars on the freeway are such that there is a probability 0.4 that they are large enough for merging. એટલે કે એ ગેપ અંદર મર્જ થવા માટે જેટલી મોટી હોય એની પ્રોબેબિલિટી 0.4 છે. તો x is the waiting time before merging for this particular vehicle measured in terms of number of freeway gaps. એટલે વેઇટિંગ ટાઈમ જો આપણને ગેપ મળી જશે તો આપણો ટાઈમ ઓવર થઈ ગયો. સો ધીસ x is a waiting time before merging for this particular vehicle. એટલે કે આપણો 5મો નંબર છે. It has a negative binomial distribution. એટલે જો આપણે એટલે 5મો નંબર એનો મતલબ કે પહેલી ગાડી ને ગેપ મળે તો એ પહેલી સક્સેસ થઈ, પછી બીજી ગાડીને ગેપ મળશે તો બીજી ગાડી અંદર મર્જ થશે, દેટ વિલ બી અ સેકન્ડ સક્સેસ, થર્ડ સક્સેસ. અને આપણો નંબર ક્યારે આવશે કે જ્યારે ફિફ્થ ગેપ વિલ બી કમિંગ. ઓકે, સો ફરીથી આપણે સ્ક્રીન પર જોઈએ તો r ઇઝ ઇક્વલ ટુ 5 એન્ડ એની પ્રોબેબિલિટી કેટલી છે? ગેપ મળવાની પ્રોબેબિલિટી આપણને 0.4 છે. તો આપણો મીન વેઇટિંગ ટાઈમ કેટલો થશે? તો મીન ઓફ ધ નેગેટિવ બાયનોમિયલ ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન આપણને ગોઠી સાહેબે સાબિત કરીને બતાવેલું છે કે ધીસ ઇઝ ઇક્વલ ટુ r upon p. ઓકે, ના r કેટલો છે અહીંયા? 5, p is 0.4, so therefore 5 upon 0.4 is 12.5 gaps. એનો મતલબ કે 12.5 ગેપ્સ. હવે 12.5 ગેપ્સ તો આપણે 0.5 ગેપ તો આપણે આમ એક્ઝેક્ટલી માપી ના શકીએ, પણ આપણે એમ કહી શકીએ કે ભાઈ 13 ગેપ્સ પસાર થશે ત્યાં સુધીમાં આપણો નંબર આવી જશે, એનો કહેવાનો મતલબ છે. સો ધીસ ઇઝ વોટ ઇઝ અ વેરી ગુડ એપ્લિકેશન ઓફ નેગેટિવ બાયનોમિયલ ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન. Let us take the example on say geometric distribution on a particular, which is a particular case of negative binomial distribution. Over a very long period of time, it has been noted that on Fridays, 25% of the customers at the drive-in window at the bank make deposits. What is the probability that it takes 4 customers at the drive-in window before the first one makes a deposit? એટલે કે અહીંયા bank, so it has been noted on Fridays, okay, customers at the drive-in window at the bank make deposit. So if so that means it takes 4 customers at the drive-in window before the first, એટલે કે પહેલી સક્સેસ થાય એની પહેલા 4 ઇવેન્ટ અકર થઈ ગયા છે. તો એની પ્રોબેબિલિટી કેટલી? વોટ ઇઝ ધ પ્રોબેબિલિટી ધેટ ઇટ ટેક્સ 4 કસ્ટમર્સ, એટલે કે 4 કસ્ટમર પસાર થઈ જાય એટલે કે 5મી ટ્રાયલ આપણને સક્સેસ હોય, એનો મતલબ એમ થયો. બરાબર છે? ઓકે, સો લેટ અસ ટેક ધી જ્યોમેટ્રિક ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન વિથ પ્રોબેબિલિટી ઓફ સક્સેસ p is equal to 0.25 and x is the number of customer at the drive-in window before customer makes a deposit. એટલે કે અહીંયા આપણી પાસે છે 4, so that is probability of 4 customer pass through and a 5th customer is success, so therefore probability of success is 0.25, failure is therefore 0.75. so px is equal to q raised to n minus 1 into p. Okay, so P is the probability of success. So therefore, this is what is the probability that 4 customers has already passed and 5th one is the success. Okay. Let us have another example which is related to, let us see with what it is related. In a NBA championship series, the team who wins 4 games out of 7 will be the winner. Suppose that a team A has probability 0.55 of winning over team B, and both team A and B face each other in the championship games. Let us read it again. What is that? In an NBA championship series, the team who wins 4 games out of 7 will be the winner. So that means it is a series of 7 games. If any team wins 4 games, he will be the winner. Okay, so what is the probability that team A will win the series in 6 games? So if team A will win the series, that means team A is winning 4 games. Okay, that is what is the question. So let us go through the question by question. What is the probability that team A will win the series in the 6 games? That means this is the, again it is a negative binomial distribution with K is equal to 6 and R is equal to 4. Okay, so K minus 1 C R minus 1, 0.55 P raised to R and Q raised to N minus R. So which is the given probability. And second question is, what is the probability that team A will win the series? Team A will win the series. So series will be won. That means the team A is winning the match. So either he will win four matches out of in all these 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. Okay. So therefore team A will win the series is this probability, which is again sum of the negative binomial distributions. If both teams faces each other in regional playoff series and the winner is decided by winning the 3 out of 5 games, so what is the probability that the team A will win the playoff? So that means there are 5 match series. Okay, so it may win 3 matches or 4 matches or all 5 matches, then they will win the series. But they require to win only 3 matches, right? So that means a number of success is 3. If they win 3 matches out of 3, 4 or 5, then the series is won. Similarly, it's just similar to this one. If they win 4 matches out of 4, 5, 6 or 7, then the series will be won. So that is what is the meaning. Similar to this one, team A will win the playoff out of 5 matches. So then K is equal to 5 here. So therefore R is equal to 3. So 3 out of 3 matches they won, or 3 out of 4 matches they win, or 3 out of 5 matches they win, then the series is won by them. Let us take another example. The probability that a person living in a certain city owns a dog is estimated to be 0.3. Find the probability that the 10th person randomly interviewed in that city is the 5th one to own a dog. So that means now here there are 10 persons. Find the probability that at 10th person randomly interviewed. So we are interviewing 10% and the 5th one to own a dog. So that means K is equal to 10, R is equal to 5, and what is the probability of success is 0.3. So therefore this is the probability of success. So therefore this is K minus 1 C R minus 1, P raised to R and Q raised to K minus R. So this is the probability. Another example, the probability that 0.4 that a child exposed to a certain contagious disease will catch it. What is the probability that the 10th child exposed to the disease will be the 3rd one to catch it? Similarly here we use this binomial probability x k x minus 1 c k minus 1 notation बदलाई गया है थोड़ा theta raised to k1 minus theta raised to x minus k. So here x is equal to 10, k is equal to 3. So that means for us it is k, this is r. So k minus 1 c r minus 1. There is a chance that 40% of 40% that child exposed to a certain contagious disease will caught it. Okay, and therefore this is the negative binomial again. This is the probability. Another example for geometric distribution. So if the probability is 0.75 that an applicant for the driver's license will pass the road test on a given try? What is the probability that an applicant will finally pass the test the fourth try? So this will be a geometric distribution. Probability of success is 0.75 and number of trials before he passed is 4. So therefore G 4.75 and 0.75 into, so therefore 0.25 raised to 3. This is the corresponding probability. Okay, એટલે ગોટી સાહેબ આપણે જોઈએ તો આ દાખલામાં ક્યારે જ્યોમેટ્રિક ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન વાપરવું કે ક્યારે નેગેટિવ બાયનોમિયલ ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન વાપરવું એ થોડુંક નક્કી કરવું થોડુંક કઠિન છે. તો આપણે થોડીક એના માટે ચર્ચા કરી લઈએ કે આ એક દાખલો છે કે એમાં પ્રોબેબિલિટી ઇઝ 0.75 that an applicant for the driver's license will pass the road test on any given try. What is the probability that an applicant will finally pass the test on the fourth try? એનો મતલબ શું થયો સાહેબ કે એ જે ડ્રાઈવર ટેસ્ટ આપી રહ્યો છે તે ફોર્થ ટ્રાયમાં પાસ થઈ જાય. પાસ થાય એનો મતલબ કે સક્સેસ. બરાબર છે સાહેબ? એટલે કે એક જ સક્સેસ આપણે જોઈએ છે એટલા માટે આપણે જ્યોમેટ્રિક ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન વાપરીએ છીએ. પણ આ જ વસ્તુને ધારો કે આપણે નેગેટિવ બાયનોમિયલ ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન આને આપણે એક્સટેન્ડ કરવી હોય તો કઈ રીતે કરી શકાય?
એટલે નેગેટિવ બાયનોમિયલ ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન એપ્લાય કરો તો બી જવાબ સેમ જ આવે, કારણ કે એકચ્યુઅલી જ્યોમેટ્રિક ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન ઇઝ અ પર્ટિક્યુલર કેસ ઓફ
પર્ટિક્યુલર કેસ ઓફ
તો કોઈ બી જ્યોમેટ્રિક નો સમ પણ નેગેટિવ બાયનોમિયલ જેમ માની ગણો તો આવવાનો જ છે,
આવવાનો જ છે.
એટલે એક સક્સેસ હોય તો જ્યોમેટ્રિક,
હા,
એટલે આપણે ભારે ફોર્મ્યુલા વાપરવી ના પડે.
બરાબર.
વધારે સક્સેસ ની વાત હોય તો નેગેટિવ બાયનોમિયલ થઈ જાય.
અચ્છા, પણ હવે આમાં ધારો કે આપણે એક ડ્રાઈવર કીધો છે એના બદલે વધારે ડ્રાઈવર લઈને આપણે પ્રોબ્લેમ સોલ્વ કરવો હોય કે ભાઈ
ધેટ ઇઝ ધ કેસ ઓફ નેગેટિવ
નેગેટિવ બાયનોમિયલ ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન. હા, એટલે મિત્રો આજે આપણે ખૂબ સારી રીતે ગોઠી સાહેબ સાથે પણ થિયરી ભણ્યા અને મને આશા છે કે તમને એક્ઝામ્પલ્સમાં પણ મજા આવી હશે. તો આ સાથે આપણે અહીંયા આજનું સમય પૂરો થાય છે. તો આપણે ફરીથી નેક્સ્ટ ક્લાસ માટે આવતા ગુરુવારે ફરીથી આ જ સમયે મળીશું. તો થેન્ક યુ વેરી મચ મિત્રો. તમે તમારા પ્રતિભાવ અમને જણાવતા રહેશો. થેન્ક યુ.